morning, good morning, good morning. So I want to speak on Nene Leakes and Andy Cohen, Bravo, and Wendy Williams. So I've been reading a lot of articles and listening to bloggers talk about the incident. And if you're not familiar, the incident is this. Nene went online. Well, we all know, you may not know, but Nene said she's leaving the Bravo franchise. They couldn't come to an agreement, and she's been pushed out, and they've been trying to push her out for years. And I guess she wants to just remove herself before they remove her, and it's more embarrassing. So she's no longer with the franchise, and I think it's because of money. Like, we all know Nene was like 13 years ago, she was that girl, and she has made the shows. Like, it started kind of with her and her team. So Wendy Williams was supposed to be her friend because they had been hanging out, and they had an episode where Nene was talking to Wendy on the show, and they had went out to eat and yada yada yada, and Wendy was on her show talking about me and Nene are friends. We went out, we had dinner, we had drinks, and now it's all going up in smoke. So who was it first? Andy Cohen had Wendy on his show, Watch What Happens Live, and Andy was saying, what do you think about Nene, not being on the show anymore? And Wendy said, Andy, Nene has said it before, I don't think she's gonna really leave. I think it's just like a ploy, because we know how Nene does. She doesn't get what she wants, and she starts hooping and hollering and saying what she's not going to do, but we know that's what she does. She goes back to the show after a while, or be a friend to the show. So Andy's like, oh, interesting take. And he's like, what else is she going to do for money, basically? And it kind of insinuated that Nene only has the Bravo show for her streams of income. And she said, we don't want to see Nene and Greg seen there boring. Nene and her sons boring. Nene as a grandma boring. Nene as Nene takes LA boring. So, and it's some truth to that. Like, we don't want to see that. Kim, and she's like, well, I don't know why I can't get a spinoff, but Kim Zolciak has gotten a spinoff. Well, she got 6 damn kids. That's a show in itself. Candy had her spinoff, but Candy has more issues, and it's because of the issues with Todd, Mama Joyce, and then her OLG thing. So people are interested in seeing that. And Nene doesn't get that. So Nene got her feelings and went on some kind of rant on her live talking about Andy Cohen is racist, and went off on Wendy, talking about Wendy, I was an icon before anybody knew you, and said the same thing about Andy Cohen. I'm like, now Andy, girl, please. You clearly don't know radio, and you clearly don't know New York, because Wendy was that girl forever. Like, she had a TV show for 13 years, but Wendy has had a radio show a lot longer. I am 42, and I remember Wendy Williams from high school. Let's start with that. So Wendy been that girl, Nene, so I guess you had to try to throw a read in or to make yourself relevant, but that wasn't a good look. Then she's like, oh, Wendy, you doing coke, and I know the real you, and I can expose the real you. And it's like, coke? What? Oh, then she starts talking about her legs and how swollen her legs are, and she has to get a water pill. And it's like, because she spoke the truth. And what I will say is this. A lot of friends, and I don't know if Nene was a real friend, but a lot of friends, when you tell them the truth of what they don't want to hear, and when I say the truth of what they don't want to hear, Wendy wasn't being shady. Wendy said, no one wants to see you and Greg. Greg had cancer. That was a horrible ordeal. Thank God he made it through. Now, had this been in the height of his, the cancerous state, the pre-cancer, the leading up to the cancer, or the cancer scare and chemo, that might have been something to watch. But that's nothing to air on television, because that is a real life incident. So I don't think Wendy was, Wendy can be the queen of shade. We all know this. I don't think she was being shady. I just think Wendy was being truthful. Like, no one wants to see you and Greg. No one wanted to see you and Bryson. And what's the other little boy name? I forgot the other boy name. But nobody wants to see them. So I think that's all she was saying. Maybe she could have packaged it and delivered it differently. But it's what it was. And she took offense to that, and she just went all the way off versus calling her, talking to her like, Wendy girl, you know that wasn't right what you said, yada, because you know how the industry spends stuff. And take a water pill. We all know she has lymphedema, and lymphedema is not curable by a water pill. So, like, stop it. And then you went and called Andy a racist, and I'm like, Andy Cohen a racist? Now, if you was gonna go back to the show, you have no leg to stand on. Like, you bit the hand that fed you for 13 years and fed you well. So you kind of played yourself. So I don't know where this is gonna go, and Nene can almost get blackballed. Now she has her show, her store, Swaggalicious, at the MGM in Vegas and the MGM in the DMV, Maryland, DC area. And I'm like, but you get them clothes from AliExpress. So what you talking about? Well, it's like that's not your stream of income to finance your lifestyle, your homes, your new cars every year. Like, that's not enough. So you can get blackballed by Andy Cohen, believe it or not. So you go ahead and see what it's going to do for you. Because what she's going to end up on is, she's going to end up back on Dancing with the Stars. She's going to end up on some random reality show she don't want to do to get that coin. Or she's going to be a friend to the show. Or try other networks. But Andy is saturating the reality TV world. So she needs to watch her actions. She needs to watch her language. And I hope it works out for her. But all that talking about Wendy and Andy, and where's it gonna get you at the end of the day? Where's it gonna get you? Because you're not going back on that show after you call him a racist on your live. That solidifies the fact that you're not gonna ever be on that show in your life, and you're never gonna go back to him. You don't need Andy and multiple streams of income. You're not endorsing Johnson & Johnson. You're not endorsing nobody. So what are you really gonna do? So this is gonna be an interesting turn of events, I will say, for Nene Leakes. And I hope she does well, and I hope that she just watches what she says in the future, because this ain't for you, sis. But we're gonna see. So unless Nene got some investment properties that we don't know, but that will continue to finance her life and her lifestyle for the rest of her days, because she can also sell her homes. And we'll see. That's all I got. That's my thoughts about Nene and Wendy and Andy. I don't think Andy Cohen's a racist at all. I don't know Andy on that level, of course, because I'm a regular basic bitch. But that's just my thought. I don't think Andy's a racist. I don't think Wendy meant any ill will or ill intent, or had any malicious intent, I should say. But it's going to be interesting. So, thank you. That's all I got to say. Talk to you later. Bye.